I'm Davey.
I'm Misty.
DM Watts.
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Unapologetic.
Let's get it.
What's going on, everybody? I am Davey.
I'm Misty.
And welcome to another episode of DM Watts Podcast. We are glad to be here.
Yes, we are.
And we are going to get into our fishbowl topics. I think I said it before that we are back to the fishbowl topics.
We are back to the fishbowl topics.
In case I didn't, let me hold up the fishbowl. We got a miniature fishbowl now.
I am digging deep. I need a nice and funny one. We're just going to get right into it because we just recorded a special. Please go listen to our special on Scammers.
Special on
DM
Scammers.
Watts Podcast.
Yep. We'll give it a look. And so now we're going to get into our funny ones. That one wasn't a funny one. Yeah, that one wasn't a funny one. This one is more of a, hey, let's relax and just do our podcast. Yeah, you want to do that one?
I don't.
Okay, swirl it around and put it back.
Cereal. Remember? That one was about cereal.
Yeah. See? So I thought that we had one in there that we had done already.
No, that we hadn't done it already. I'm just saying. No,
I said we done cereal.
We had done cereal, but that's what we used to say when we picked a topic we didn't want to do.
That we did. Okay.
Oh, it was cereal.
It was cereal. Okay. What you got on this one?
Okay, this could be fun.
Okay, what you got?
On today's fishbowl topic,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think is the most unpleasant sounding word?
I can tell you right now, it ain't moist. Yeah.
You took my word.
Was that what you was gonna say?
People freak out when you say moist.
Like people get freaked out.
I bet people
over the
have already
word
turned us
moist.
off.
And like their
Moist.
movie stars sitting here just looking at the camera going, moist.
Moist. What's wrong with moist?
I don't understand. I'm like, that word is, it's not creepy or anything like that. It's moist. And I don't know. I don't get it.
I can think of much worse words. So there's a,
I got one.
I do too.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to let you go first.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Because I'm not going to say it. Because it is a very harsh, see you next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday.
I'm not sure where you are going with this.
Hold while I draw this.
Oh, I see it. Oh, I get it. See you next Tuesday. All right.
It's very harsh when you say it. Even if you say it in a laughing manner, it's that hard C. It's very hard, and it comes out very abrupt, and there's not even a funny way to say it.
I'm going to go ahead because she gave me so much shit about not cursing now.
That's not, that's.
This is worse than a curse word?
It is. To many people, it is. That's a very offensive word. Go ahead and say it. You want to say it?
Before I do this, I want everybody to know that saying bitches, hoes, fuck that, all that other stuff is acceptable now.
It's a part of our syllabus in music.
What I say, please make sure when you do the TikTok that it zooms in on me when I'm about to say it.
That's not going to go on TikTok. That can't go on TikTok.
All right.
It has to be bleeped.
Yeah. We have to bleep this?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't put curse words. I won't get that bitch.
I know y'all heard that.
I hope it picked up.
Sorry. If it didn't pick up, we got to pause just to say this.
There is a black Corvette, and I got your license plate number. And the only reason why I have not called the cops on you is because I'm waiting to see what direction you go in, because you always catch me in a moment where I can't get to my window.
Every time.
And then I will call the cops.
What is it he's done to his car?
He has put a glass pack on his car. But this isn't, guys, I grew up around glass.
Man.
This is no ordinary. There is something he has done that has made this sound like a damn bomb.
Yeah.
It shakes and rattles our windows.
Yeah. It's bad. Just sounds like a cunt. I said it.
Okay.
I said it. That's
Somehow
the word.
It fits.
That's the word there. She's gonna bleep it out, but you can figure it out though. It's apparently it's the most offensive word. And
it's one of them.
It's worse than saying bitch, hoe, anything like that. Seriously, I mean it's just I be like that. So that's what does it. But I mean, all right. But it's like bad, even because women call each other that, and that's like fighting. It used to be if you got called a bitch, like
that was fighting words.
That was like get the earrings off.
I mean, come on, that was
sneakers.
Queen Latifah's whole thing.
I
ain't a bitch
Yeah,
or a hoe.
yeah,
Let
so-
them know.
So
U-N-I-T-Y.
now that's, you know what I mean, and now that's acceptable
U-N-I-T-Y,
language for
it's a unity.
everybody. Sorry, I should have let you have your moment.
That's okay.
I mean,
You just
it's
go right
you
over it. It was nice background
I
music.
didn't
I'm sure that my
Use it
singing
as
is
the
most
song.
offensive.
Use it as the song in the TikTok.
Right?
But yeah, so now that word is like extremely offensive, and like I'm not really sure when, like, back when saying other words was offensive, if that one was still the major one at the time. But now, goodness, you call somebody this word and like you were in deep trouble. Like, even if the cops come and they say you called her what? You called him or her what? Like, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was a uncomfortable word for everybody.
So apparently, well, I mean, there's uncomfortable words, there's offensive words, but then there's gross sounding words, which is a phenomenon known as word aversion or logomisia. And I've probably just made that very unpleasant
that word
sounding.
is that word is uncomfortable.
So that's from a person who holds a Master of Arts in Linguistics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so you mean words like
These are words, so we assign certain meanings or associations we deem as inappropriate, like bodily fluids, sexually charged words, or unpleasant memories, which is why hearing these words makes us uncomfortable.
yeah. So if somebody comes up to you and offer you a round orange fruit and said, "Here, have a kumquat." So
I love that word. It's a kumquat.
if somebody comes to you and
I know a
says,
couple of
it is
kumquats.
not offensive. It is
It's
an
not.
actual
It's a
fruit.
fruit.
Look it up. A kumquat is an actual fruit. There's nothing disgusting about it. However, if you use that if you are in conversation with some friends, like, "Ooh, have you guys ever had a kumquat?" It sounds like you just made the worst sexual reference to something extremely bad. Like, and they would look at you like it's like randomly in the conversation. I've done this before. We have a restaurant called Five Guys. Like, have you
Yeah.
ever heard it? And I mean, I've clearly you've heard it, but I'm saying have you heard told the story I'm about to tell, where I was in a class and we were talking about restaurants, and I was telling the guys, I was like, "Have y'all ever had Five Guys?" And they all looked at me like,
Oh,
"What?"
because it was chicks you were talking to.
Yeah, was it chicks? Oh, okay, I can't remember. I was like, "Y'all ever had Five Guys?" And they was like, "What? Yeah, Five Guys. It's delicious."
It's funny. It's one of those horrible, awkward moments that you had no idea
Five
what
Guys.
you were doing,
Five
and they
Guys.
just thought you were a sexual predator.
Yeah, like I never. Here's the thing, y'all, because I say it, y'all never had Five Guys. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you say y'all never had Five Guys, then I say Five Guys is delicious. So I'm like, hey, I'm talking about the restaurant, you know, the hamburger restaurant. called
Speaking of Five Guys,
Yeah.
squirt.
Yeah.
Apparently, squirt
Okay, so first of all,
is one of those words.
I'm just gonna roll right past that. Squirt.
Squirt.
Hold on, didn't Squirt used to be the name of a pop?
Yeah,
So it was.
squirt.
Here I go again. It was delicious. Here I go again.
Five Guys squirt is delicious.
Five Guys in a squirt. Did you add those?
Schmear. And that's smear.
Smear?
Schmear.
Wait.
It's a bagel and a schmear.
Oh, smear is like
Smear.
you smeared.
And I think
Windows,
with
like
women,
window
you know, because we have to go with pap smear. That's,
I
you
can see how
know,
that would
so
be
we
pretty
hate
bad.
that
Yeah,
word
yeah,
because
smear.
that's just slurp.
Okay. So I have something. on
Five
that.
Guys again.
Okay, here
Squirt.
we're not gonna leave that alone.
Slurp.
That's fine. So, my thing is when people on Facebook will put up food and be like slurp. I'm like, how? What?
What?
That's their way of saying like, hey, it's delicious. They put up food and they're like slurp. You be like,
I've never seen that.
I've seen people on Facebook that, you know, it's kind of like, first of all,
You have weird friends.
first of all, it's when people put up food on Facebook. I'm like, I don't care. But as you're scrolling into food and somebody put, you know, slurp, as in like, oh, it's finna be delicious or it's finna be good. I'm like,
Okay, so slurp.
yeah, like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, that's maybe anything else you could use to describe the food. What else you got?
Curd.
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 I don't.
Curd.
Curd? That's
as in like cheese, curd,
like
curds and whey, curd.
I don't see how that.
Little
could
Miss
be
Muffet was slurping that curd.
And I like
Along
how you
came
keep
a
looking at me
spider.
like, how shame on you.
Well, she wasn't at a Five Guys. They don't
I-
have cheese curds.
Clearly, that's not gonna go over within the 30 minutes of
And
this
pulp.
episode. Is it
No,
fiction?
you give me ammo, I use the ammo. That's the name of the game. You put the
Whatever.
ring on the finger. That's
Yeah.
what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Pulp?
pulp,
Like what's
Like
in
pulp.
orange juice?
pulp.
Like I
How they make
okay.
pressboard pulp.
I got one that when I heard it,
Beat you to a pulp.
but yeah, when I heard it, for a while, I remember being young and hearing this, and I was like, y'all in trouble. You can't say that. Pussy willow. Like the tree.
You thought that was?
Yeah, I just knew,
Oh, you
yeah.
thought it was offensive.
Yeah, I thought it was offensive. Like, you can't say that. That's not,
That's what they're called.
I mean, if you really want, I mean, I've had some weird instances. I mean, we talked about what I thought Nigeria was. When I
you
was younger.
really
Yeah.
had some weird instances.
We talked about when I thought Nigeria was a bad word. And it was like, no, it's the country, and it's not pronounced
But,
the way you're
I mean,
pronouncing it.
And that's the thing, though. But people take words, and we've talked about that before, where people take words and they make it something else. I mean, pussy, that's a cat.
Yeah,
We've turned it into something dirty.
true. Like
Puss,
box.
puss.
Box.
Like
I mean, it's no.
I didn't
word-
even know that was a
You
thing.
and me both.
I had no
I didn't know it.
idea.
I didn't know it.
I had no idea. I was like, but it's not though.
Yeah. Yep.
Envelope, I could see. Taco, I get, but box? That makes no sense to me.
Me either.
Obviously, y'all have never been near it
Yeah,
if you're calling it a box.
Yeah. I don't get it either. It's one of those
Hot
things
dog
where-
bun. I
Yeah.
mean, that makes more sense.
Yeah. I mean, the words that just make you uncomfortable. Like I can't think. And I can think of sounds. We can wrap that up with sounds. Like
Oh, I could go to sounds.
yeah, sounds would be easy. Okay, slurp isn't a bad name,
But to
the
do it-
sound of slurping, somebody slurping their soup, that you just immediately do that slow turn, like so.
That's pretty bad.
So you see nothing wrong
Yeah.
with you over there drinking the soup bowl, like it's your last meal or something like that. Like,
I-
there's nothing wrong with that.
I do loud breathing, purse breathing, what they call it.
Yeah. Oh, you mean why they just sit
I
there?
hate that shit.
Why they just? So you mean like when somebody come from running, or just that's just them in general?
Yeah, either or. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I don't care.
The loud breathing.
Loud breathing. Oh, I mean, if we want to go to sounds,
What? Oh, that.
the fingernail thing,
Oh, that people do on purpose.
that makes me insane.
And
And I have long fingernails.
Yeah.
I have very
yeah.
long fingernails.
Yep. I'm gonna
Okay.
tell you a sound that stuck with when I was younger, in my teenage years, that the females used to do, and I was like, who came up with this, and why is this imperative that y'all do? You don't remember the females used to do? You don't remember that? No, it was maybe
That must
it
have been a
must
Chicago
have been a
thing.
Chicago thing. I'm like, you legit do not have to say that after a sentence.
They
You
used to
not-
do that after a
yes.
sentence?
Like I'm not kidding. Somebody who's listening to this is gonna know what I'm talking about. Back when, and it was a Chicago thing. It was, I'm sure it was elsewhere. And like, first of all, you'd be like, what?
Oh, they like click?
Yeah, no, it's like you like
Oh,
first.
That's
I'm.
not a click.
I guess that's I don't know. It was a loud ass sound. It sounded like
It was
out
a
of
smack.
like a hidden tribe out of Africa or something. I don't know. It was just, I was literally like, what
I
is
didn't say that.
what I did? So that's what they sounded like. I was like, come on now, this is ridiculous.
Huh. No, I got the Valley Girl. I mean, I grew up in California, so I had the Valley Girl, which led way for Up Talk, which I hate Up Talk, and I'm sure I'm guilty of
Okay,
it.
so
But
what's
if Up Talk is where every sentence when you're speaking ends with a question. So,
What do you mean, like
okay.
Oh God, yeah, that's.
And then they came over to me and told me they were dead.
Oh, yeah,
And I was like, oh my God, that's so sad.
Yeah, like
Everything is questioned
it's
and
like,
everything is up.
like in other words, you literally want to answer it every time. Like they were so sad. Like,
Yeah.
are
you
you
just
are
sit
you
there and
telling
you're
me
like,
or asking
yeah?
me? Like, no,
I guess
people are
so.
happy. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know, like,
You're taking this really easy.
Yeah.
I think you should be crying or
Like,
something.
okay,
now.
like, okay,
But
what are you?
yeah, so that but sounds I hate that. Bleh. I hate that.
What? Okay, so what
Like
is
in
that?
music, Cardi B and all of them. Bleh.
Oh no! First of all, it's
hate it.
here's the thing. I could deal with the sound if it was one person's signature. My problem is that other people have taken it and said, "All right, not only am I going to go bleh, now I'm going to go ah."
Bleh. And then there's
It's kind of, yeah. I mean, it used to be. I mean, come on, the evolvement of this. Master P used to roll around saying,
Yeah, he did.
There was a song called "Make 'Em Say."
Na 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 na.
Yeah, and so
Make
what
'em say,
happens after that? What happens after that? It wasn't just So now other people on the label, they heard, okay, Master P goes Then Silk was like and then Biscuit was like what? Like he
And
don't know
Little
how to
John.
talk. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they evolved into the Little Johns. What? It's like they were answering.
Okay.
No, seriously, like
And
it was
then-
like they were answering each other. Like Master P would be like, and then Lil Jon be like, what? And Silk was like, and then Lil Jon was like, oh, okay. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
And
that,
then DJ Khaled comes along and goes, another one.
one.
I mean, it's just.
Now, if you want to talk about words that annoy you, don't. Another one is like, bruh, if you don't look. That could very much annoy the hell out of you.
Yeah, well,
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm
it's just, it's repetitive and it's, I don't know, stupid, but
Yeah.
this topic was just really odd. Because it's like, I don't look at words as in terms of a word itself being disgusting.
Mhm.
It's the thing attached to the word. So that's why they were saying that, what's a disgusting word? Because it reminds you it's usually things that have to do with ointment, which isn't that great of a word.
Yeah. Yeah, it isn't.
It's things like that, and it has to do with dangling participles, which isn't that great of a sentence,
Yeah.
and neither is diphthong. So, I mean,
Wait,
if you
okay,
want to
what
talk
is
about,
that?
it's all linguistic words. See what I mean? Like, anybody can have a disgusting word or a word
Yeah.
that sounds irritating, but I think it does come down to sounds and the way that they're put together. So, and that's what the linguist was saying, is it's the way that the image that it gets in your head with moist, what
Yes.
you think of, or pussy willow, apparently, which is just so sweet and innocent.
I'm just saying. It is just, when you say it, you're like, I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, I have to say the most embarrassing as far as that word has to go was my cousin Thomas. Hello, Thomas. In the middle of a very busy California East Bay Walmart. And I had just told him the story. He had sneezed, and he's one of those that sneezes like 20 times in a row. And I said, scat puss, because that's what I grew up with. There was God bless you. If you sneezed again, it was scat puss. If you sneezed again, it was die old witch. So he had done it earlier in the day, and I said scat puss, and he goes, what? And so I explained it to him. So then later on, we're
Yeah.
at Walmart. He goes, I sneezed is what it was. I sneezed. We're in line, and all of a sudden I hear him yell because he has no quiet, just like our kid Devin. And he said, shoo, pussy. And I mean, even the Walmart music stopped. And I looked at him and I go, it's scat puss. It's scat puss. And he's like, what's the difference? I'm like, there's a difference. It's not shoo, pussy.
Yeah. Although they both mean the same thing.
Yeah, I guess they do.
I mean, I can understand.
Yeah, I mean, clearing your throat, that's coughing, which I just did,
But
especially
so
in a restaurant.
I think the lack of clearing your throat.
And that was
is the
before
most-
COVID. I hated coughing.
I think the lack of clearing your throat is the annoying to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not clearing your throat. I think the lack of, as you're talking and it sounds like you're drowning, and it's like, so you don't, like, you can't, a simple,
Yeah,
none of that,
but then there's people that do the as a nervous tick. And they
That's
don't
true.
know it's a nervous tick,
Yeah.
and then that lets me know right off the bat they're not confident, and I must slay them. I smell the fear, and I hear it as they
So when
clear their
their
throat.
that is-
I've got you.
Well, I can think of, I mean, a few other sounds, but okay, words. When we were on the subject of rappers and the things that they were doing.
Yeah.
One of the things I can't stand that I immediately don't want to listen to another rapper is if they got the word little in front of it. Little. Yeah, because
Everybody's a little.
If you think about right off the top, you can name 10 with LIL in front of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, first is Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Lil or Young. You be like, bruh. It's like, don't they both mean the same thing? Like, it's one of those annoying things that you're just like, oh, I got one.
What?
Words.
What?
I got one word. Sorry,
What?
it just hit me. That's why I got excited
What?
about it. Smack.
Smack?
Yeah. Okay. And here's why. I'm not talking about smack as like, hey, I just smacked the hell out of him. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't say that. Sometimes they say slap, sometimes they say smack.
Okay.
I'm talking about smack, like people who smack their food. Like
smackers.
Yeah.
Loud chewers.
Yes. Loud. Yeah. The word.
That thing.
The word and the sound is terrible. The word
Smack?
and the sound of the word. No, I'm saying like, okay, smack to me sounds terrible, and then the action of smacking is terrible.
Okay.
If that makes sense, what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
rude.
So it's one of those things like people who, because let's face it, if they're smacking, they're chewing with their mouth open to begin with. You know what I mean? And then like the word, I don't know why the words. Most likely it's because I associate the word with the sound of people smacking. So I immediately like that word is terrible to me. It's just really, really bad. I just can't. I don't know. It's kind of like the word Neanderthal. It's like
when people say Neanderthal, I can't say it.
What, Neanderthal?
I can say Neanderthal.
Right.
When they say it the other way, Neanderthal, they say it with like a hard T instead of a D.
Oh, you mean like people who say mature instead of mature, something like that?
People that say libraries instead of libraries.
Hey, that's a thing. That is.
Do you say that?
What, library? Yeah, I say that all the time.
Apparently you do.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of you.
I thought you was because I've always called it library.
You told on yourself.
I've
never noticed,
it was not a secret to me.
So there's an experiment right there. It must matter on the person who's saying the thing as to whether it's disgusting, annoying, or anything like that, because I've legit never heard you say that.
Yeah, or you never paid attention to the way I pronounce it.
Because everything that comes out of your mouth is a joy, baby.
That's not at all.
It smells like it sounds like smooth jazz.
Stop it, right now.
It's
just stop it.
It's poetry.
Yep, here we go. Laying it on even
oral
thicker.
motion.
Anyway, like I said, library.
Oh, now you did it to annoy me.
It's kind of like vase, but whatever.
Vase. I love that commercial.
But yeah, I mean, there's that, and then there's the, like I said, mature.
Battery.
Somebody's battery.
Battery. Balloon. I've heard people say balloon.
I've never heard anybody say battery.
There was something else along those lines too. Oh, okay. So this is a word that will set me off edge.
What's that?
Wash.
The wash rag.
There is no R in wash.
That's what my mom sounds like when she says, y'all go get your wash rag. The what?
That drives me. Now, look, if when it's a dialect or an accent, and that's another thing. See, again, if it's a dialect or an accent, it doesn't bother me as much as it does when I know this person came from Southern California.
Oh.
Born and raised Orange Valley, and all of a sudden they're saying "warsh." We don't know.
We've never, ever in the history of Californians gone there.
It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. But then again, we're not, I've discussed that before on this show that, we're losing our accents. We're losing things because everybody is listening to everybody else, and everybody wants to have this broadcaster voice and generic accent. So we're losing those things. So then when we hear someone with an accent, we're like, oh my God, you're so sexy. Where are you from? Say something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's funny that you said that, because I was going to say it can also depend on where they're from. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, sure.
Not just the country, but the world itself, too.
Yeah.
The way they say certain things. Because I've had conversations with people from other countries that you be like, wait, what are you saying again? Like, what are you saying? Are you trying to say about? It's like, yeah, a boot.
A boot.
See,
It's a boot.
Wait.
It's around a boat.
You're saying a boat.
Well,
I'm telling you it's about.
and it's a
That's
boot.
what I said. It's a boot.
It's a boot.
Okay. So you either fucking with
And
me right
again,
now
I mean,
or-
even in Massachusetts, and sometimes, you know, that comes out. Sometimes I do it just for fun. But a lot of times, like, especially if I'm angry or if I had too much to drink, that Massachusetts thing would come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sure.
Sure.
Yep.
I still say that. I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Saying sure, it's so weird how it, like, takes so much, like,
Yeah.
sure. Like, it's weird. So now
I
it's
can
natural for me to say sure.
Yeah, I can remember when you had said it, and I was like, "What? Huh?"
Yeah.
You was like, "What?" I was like, "No, you know what you said."
And when I
Like,
get irritated, it comes out. Yeah.
yeah,
Use your blinker.
that-
It's not a pretty accent.
but it's funny.
It's
It's
fun,
just
but it's
funny.
not pretty.
Yeah, it's just one of
It's-
those things that makes us laugh. So
It's
like we said, the
not.
words that are sound disgusting or wrap it up in annoying.
Well, I
It's
mean, and
annoying.
obviously we didn't touch on, you know, words that are just outright offensive, although
Yeah, we got
you
the one that
kind of
counts.
got the
I
one.
feel like there's really only that one that counts.
But,
what
you
I mean?
know, there's some that are just designed to hurt people,
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Any nationality, religion,
We all have them.
they all, you know what I mean? Everybody has those offensive ones. But, I mean, hey, we just shed light on it like we do with everything else. Yeah, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, and maybe it was funny, maybe it was fun, maybe it wasn't. Maybe
it's always
all
fun
of
to
our
make.
words annoyed the shit out of you.
Yep, but it's always fun to make. and thank you guys for listening to another one.
Maybe you're hungry because we were talking about Five Guys. Who knows? Does their food come in a box or a sack?
I'm just not even gonna say anything.
Okay.
Yep. Just
Slurp.
makes all right. That's really all right. So that's the last one. Making sure of it. Whatever. Anyway, guys, that's our show on those words, and I can finally get away from that whole 3 seconds you just did right there of the boxing and
The boxing.
yeah.
Tell us what your disgusting
Your
word
words are,
is
yeah.
or words that annoy
Yeah.
you at dmwattspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and see if you can figure out the beep, because apparently the word I said is going to have to be beeped out. So whatever, that's fine too.
I
Yeah,
think they'll get it.
has to be. Yeah.
It-
Anyway,
it
guys.
has to be.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Signing off for DM Watts Podcast. I am Davey,
I'm Misty.
and this is DM Watts. Thank you guys for being here. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
So that's a pretty bad word.
Yeah, and here's the thing: everybody.
That's a pretty bad word.
Yeah, I guess so.